Want to know the latest and hottest music hitting the airwaves? Don't be left out. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. Keith keeps you on the loop with everything you need to know from pop, rock, hip-hop, and the top 40. And we'll throw in news of your favorite artists, concert and tour dates, and so much more. Listen no further, because this is the gold standard in music podcast.
Greetings, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe. You're listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. Oh, yeah. Hello, good people of the planet Earth. It's always good to talk to you out there in the universe, the known universe, that is. Once again, this is Captain Keith, and you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. And on deck today, we have Lil Wayne, the Carter 5, Paul McCartney with Egypt Station, and Witch Prophet with the Golden Octave. There you go. Hip hop, rock and roll, and some soul. Alrighty. So let's start it off with, Mr. Wheezy himself, Mr. Dwayne Carter, a.k.a. Lil Wayne. his new album, his long-anticipated record, The Carter 5. It's got a picture. The cover art has his mom and him on the front, and she's young, and she's standing, and Lil Wayne's right in front of her. He's got a cute little shirt on, and his hand in his mouth. He's got a little afro, and then of course he's got his trademark little tattoos on his forehead, which I'm sure he didn't have as a baby, but he loves to do that with his covers. And okay, whatever that's about. So it's all good. But yeah, it's a classic Lil Wayne cover. I'll just say that, classic cover. So there it is, and it's like a red and black kind of background. So let's get to it. So The Carter 5 is Lil Wayne's 12th studio album. It was originally planned to be released in 2013, as well as May 2014, October 28, 2014, and December 2014. But it was held back due by Cash Money label head Birdman, as Wayne wanted off the label after Birdman reportedly violated the contract's terms regarding the album. Wayne eventually won the lawsuit on June 6, 2018. I guess this year. Okay. So this album is long overdue, apparently. Okay. So in September 2018, athletes started promoting the Carter 5 through their Instagram accounts by posting a photo of the letter, the Roman numeral V for 5, and counting down to Weezy's birthday. On September 25th, looks like it was announced in a video that the album would be released on his birthday, September 27th of this year. Though the promo says it would be released on September 28th, due to it coming out at 12 a.m., a countdown to the album was also put up on the Carter 5 or the CarterV.com. In 2013, Lil Wayne said that the Carter 5 would be his last album. But in an interview with MTV, however, in his 2018 interview with, excuse me, let me back up. He said that to MTV. However, in 2018, this year, in an interview with Billboard magazine, Weezy was asked about retirement, and his answer was this. Quote, I do think about retirement. I think about how I don't think I ever will. Unquote, or end quote. Okay. So that's a little synopsis on Lil Wayne's The Carter 5, the little background story about this record. All right. So now let's get into the review. So the first track on the album is it's called I Love You, Dwayne, which features Lil Wayne's mother speaking about how blessed and grateful she is to have Lil Wayne, or as she calls him, Dwayne, that's his real name, as a son. She also talks about how everyone always asks her when is her son's next record coming out. Which makes sense. Her son has a lot of fans, so she lets Lil Wayne know that she loves him very much and is very proud of the man that he has become. There is no music on this track, just the compelling voice of Lil Wayne's mom speaking to and about her son. So he starts the album off with his mom. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is cool. I can dig it. We all love moms. So, respect. So then the next track on this record is called Don't Cry, and is featuring Extension Extension, if I'm saying his name right, the rapper that's the deceased rapper who previously passed away. And it starts off with the synthesizer playing like a subtle flute rhythms. And you can hear Lil Wayne in the background harmonizing for a quick moment before the song goes into full trap music mode with the bass and drums. And, Extension sings the chorus, Don't Cry. So the synth bass and keys navigate the song. The trap drums and bass are slow paced with atmospherics in the background. This song's about Lil Wayne reflecting on his mortality. So, and it's cool and it's interesting to hear him do that because, the first rappers to really rhyme about their mortality, talk about death, were really, Biggie and Tupac in the 90s. I mean, other rappers may have kind of glossed over it, but no. Pac and Biggie, I mean, that was something that was definitely on their mind, which is kind of interesting and strange for young men in their 20s. But it is and it's not. That's kind of complicated because in the 90s, a lot of young black men in America were told that the average black male would not live to get past the age of 25. So if you're a rapper, in the 90s and you're a black male in the 90s and, in your 20s, that's going to kind of follow you and mess with you because nobody else is saying that about any other male statistic in the country. So just the very fact that was an issue, that was stated, that was on record and reported as a statistic, is just deeply disturbing and problematic in itself. And what's that say about a society that you live in when people from your culture are targeted that way? So, Pac talked about it, and definitely Biggie talked about it even more. I mean, come on, his life after death. I mean, there it is. I mean, doesn't get any more surreal or morbid than that. So yeah, when Lil Wayne starts talking about his mortality, about dying, it does bring you back to that. So it's just kind of fascinating because I wasn't expecting that, from the beginning of his album. Not at all. Oh, excuse me. So Life After Death, of course, that's the second record. But so Biggie's first album, of course, everyone knows, Ready to Die. So, yeah, this rapper was letting you know, death is on my mind. I mean, if you call your first album Ready to Die, that says a lot. So, and it's a classic record. So is Life After Death, the album that came out posthumously after he died, of course, a double album. And, the Ready to Die has a cover of Biggie as a little baby sitting with the afro looking to the left, smiling. So it's very powerful imagery. So Lil Wayne's song, Don't Cry. Like I said, it's about his mortality. He feels that death may be around the corner. He questions his life in general from where he's been to where he may be going as an MC and as a man. So he's pondering some things. He talks about death and rebirth from death and the religious aspects of it. He also raps on humility and talents being God-given while conceit is self-driven. Those were wise words, actually. Wise words, actually. Yes, definitely. So I like that. Here's some of the lyrics from this song, Don't Cry. And I like this song. I do. Lil Wayne, yeah. Carter 5, C5. Extension, Don't Cry, Don't Go. He sings. And he sings it, and his voice is very haunting when he sings it. Won't lie. I freaking love you. Whoa, censor. And then Lil Wayne, staring into the clouds. Am I rising? Or they coming down? I see death around the corner and the U-turn signs looking like a smile. What do I do now? Who gonna find me? How nowhere to turn but around and round? Just another brother, censor, that done lost his head. No, a freaking king that forgot his crown. I am not number one. It's true. I am number 9/27/82, his birth date, okay? Colorblind, even if I may be blue. A lot of my plate ain't my favorite food, but I'm hungry, so hungry. Meet my family tree next to a money tree, with a bunch of leaves in the Garden of Eden, with a bunch of Eves, no fruit punch for me. I sip from the fountain of youth, so if I die young, blame the juice. Bury me in New Orleans. Tombstone reads, don't cry, stay tuned. Bring me back to life. Got to lose a life just to have a life. But if heaven's as good as advertised, I want a triple extension on my mother-loving afterlife. Rest in paradise. It's a nod to, existential. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't go, why, oh, why? Won't lie, I freaking love you. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't go, why, oh, why? Won't lie, don't cry, don't cry. I freaking love you. Don't cry. Talent is God-given. Be grateful. Fame is not a given. Be humble. And conceit is self-driven. Drive carefully. Stay in your own lane. Seat buckled. And sometimes when there is no music, we toot our own horns. Rum, bum, 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 bum. That woman carried the future. And Tunichi was born like dun, 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 dun. Don't call it a comeback. It was dark. Now the sun back. Hit me hard, but I punched back. The wheels fell off. I rode the hubcap. Is it suicide or is it do or die? It's newer days and it's bluer skies. I told myself it's just you and I. Then the breeze came and it blew my mind. Lord knows who I am there. Lord knows who I'm there for. I give my last breath of air for. Mama tell me to be careful. Voice in my head give me an earful, but I got mind control over my control. I lost control but knew I'd find control. I let God control that what I cannot control. Can't control the tears. Let them drop and roll. And then extension on Lil Wayne. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. He moans that. When he moans that, you're just like, it's just very soulful and compelling when you hear him sing that. So, won't lie, don't cry. I freaking love you. Triple extension on my mother-loving afterlife. Rest in paradise. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't go. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Won't lie, I freaking love you, don't cry. And then the outro is Lil Wayne, don't cry, stay tuned. And triple extension on my mother-loving afterlife, rest in paradise. So by the way, Lil Wayne was able to get triple extensions from his music catalog. He was able to get a song that he had recorded and to add him to his song. So, posthumously. So Triple Extension never even had any idea that he was going to be on Lil Wayne track, but I'm sure that in the afterlife he's happy about it. So the next song I'm going to talk about is called "What About Me," featuring Sosaman. If I'm saying it right, yeah. Starts off with sounds from the ocean. The next sound is the lighting of a cigarette or something to that effect. Lil Wayne starts to sing. His voice has an auto-tune effect on it. The trap bass and drums have a muted effect to them. They anchor the song. The production is atmospheric and airy. There's plenty of room to breathe on this track, and Lil Wayne does just that on this track. This track is one of my favorite tracks on this record. Lil Wayne sings only on this track, so he's not rhyming, he's just singing. My only complaint on this track is the auto-tune. He actually doesn't need it. Sosa Man rhymes on the second verse, actually, so he's the one who rhymes on this track. He uses the auto-tune as well, and his rhyme conveys the same sentiment as Lil Wayne in regards to his ex-girlfriend. So let me talk about what the song's about. The song's about Lil Wayne not being over his ex-girlfriend, who is now with other men and not him. He can't get over her. He's upset because he gave her everything and she left him for other dudes anyway. Lil Wayne is left asking the question, what about me? And somehow I think so many men on this world have asked that question. And there are probably a lot of women who have too. So there it is. What about me? Here's the lyrics. If you saw me, would you understand that I can't stand you with another man? I see you happy where your life is at. I see you smile. I can't live with that. And then the chorus. 'Cause what about me? Yeah, I stayed up all night for you. Girl, what about me? Yeah, I shut down my life for you. Now you run around with him and him and him. How do you do that? How you act like I never held you every night? And now you never call back. Please, girl, what about me? And then verse 1. So that was like the chorus. All right. Oh, tell me, do you ever think about it? Those lonely nights when you about lost it? Oh, the only time that you would call was just to tell me it's my fault? Oh. I'll let you cry, I'll let you worry. And more from this song and the rest of the Lil Wayne review after this break.
Always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Welcome back to Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. This is your Captain Keith, doing that Lil Wayne review for the Carter 5. What about me? And once again, we're back. Golden State Media Concepts. I was reading lyrics from What About Me. Let's continue with that. What About Me from Lil Wayne's The Carter 5. Yes, yes, yes. Featuring Extension on this track singing the hook. It was pretty good, actually. I'm going to have to check out his stuff now. So, I let you yell. I let you hurt me. Oh, I gave you everything you needed. Now you gone, gone, gone. Tell me, how you do that to me? Yeah. And then the chorus, girl, what about me? Yeah, I stayed up all night for you. Yeah, girl, what about me? Yeah, girl, what about me? I shut down my life for you. I shut down my life. Now you run around with him and him and him. How you do that? Oh, how you act like I never held you every night? Now you never call back? Please, please, girl, what about me? And then, oh, girl, what about me? Me. I'm enjoying reading that. I ain't gonna lie. I am. Cause it almost sounds like Lil Wayne's, like, it's almost like a Temptation song or something. I like all that. Just like an R&B crooning type of thing. Like, baby, please, baby, please. I love it. So Sosa Man comes in and he rhymes in the second verse. Didn't think about me when I'm flying OT. I be up in the streets. You telling me that you gonna leave? Hit my phone with the beep. Boom. Knock it out, baby. Creep. Oh, cause I just want to see you smile. Did none of them tears ain't for you? Did none of them tears ain't for you, baby? And they ain't matching your style. I'm kicking it Flav with your sauce. I'm counting them lovers. I'm thinking about you and all of the things that we used to do and all of this you went through. Girl, I don't want you with no other dude. Yeah. And then the chorus is Lil Wayne and Sosa Man. Girl, what about me? Yeah, girl, what about me? Oh, I stayed up all night for you. I stayed up all night. Oh, girl, what about me? What about me, girl? Yeah, what about me, girl? I shut down my life for you. I shut down my life. Now you run around with him and him and him? How do you do that? How, girl? How you act like I never held you every night? And now you never call back? Please, please. Girl, what about me? Me. Yeah, what about me? Oh. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. So the next track I want to talk about is called Open Letter. It starts off with faint strings and keys in the background. You can hear the sound of someone writing on paper as if they're writing a letter. The writing on paper gets louder. Lil Wayne clears his throat and starts to rhyme. The kick drum hits twice and then the snare comes in. The kick drum disappears at the middle of the song and gets replaced by trap bass that plays the same pattern. There is a slight variation to it here and there, but for the most part, the trap bass and drum rhythm is consistent and anchors this song. This song is an open letter that Lil Wayne is writing to his friends and family. He discusses how sometimes he doesn't feel his own self-worth. He wonders about his death, basically questioning his own mortality. Once again, a recurring theme. He states that if he gets killed, he wants his death to have a meaning, which is morbid, but okay. He wants to make sure that his kids know how much he loves them. He longs for love and lost it. The song is also about Lil Wayne feeling empty inside. He acknowledges having more sex with women versus making love to them. He also believes that people care more about what he has than who he actually is. Yeah, I can see that, unfortunately. Lil Wayne also addresses having suicidal thoughts and what is God's true purpose for him. He also acknowledges the life of a rap star isn't always pretty. On this song, Lil Wayne gives off the impression that he can feel death all around him and that it's causing him to be more self-reflective about who he really is. The end of the song has Lil Wayne's mother talking about how good of a father she thinks he is to his children. And she talks about how in the song, you know, when his wife told him that she was pregnant, his mom's like, well, y'all still young. Just be a good father. But you both of you young. So she was basically saying, you guys are really young to be doing this. So we'll see what happens, but focus on being good parents. This is definitely one of my favorite songs on the album. I like it. I like Open Letter because it's definitely from the heart. It's very sincere. So here's some of the lyrics. Sometimes I feel like I ain't crap. Sometimes a brother feel like crap. Talking about some real life crap. Goodbye letter, dear life crap. So if a brother kill me, hope he mean it. I just hope I die for a reason. They probably won't miss me till they need me. Have problems with admitting that they need me. Lord, I'm talking about some real life crap. Goodbye letter, dear life crap. Way too concerned to be conceited. I live and I learn, then die trying to teach him. Lord, die trying to reach him. They care more about how much I leave them. Where'd I leave it? I hope I leave more of an impression on my kids. To be destined to have blessings to believe in. Lord, just got off the phone with my son. Told him you're a son of a gun. Just got off the phone with my daughter. Told her I won't hesitate to mess a young brother up. Yeah, censor, of course. Lord, a few ladies left me, or we can say or the other censors, witches left me. I only got a new witch elected. My old witch was too disrespectful, and only give me new witch respect. That's power, yes. So now we're next. Can't lie, though I tried. I'll die trying. That's a common death. We was such a team. We was chasing our dreams. Then it stopped. Now I'm out of breath. Now they try to tell me I need rest, and I'll find love again. I ain't find it yet. Oh, but I guess it is what it is, as it appears. Oh crap. The object in the mirror is more near than it appears. Oh crap. And sometimes I fear who in the mirror? That brother weird. He done died so many times but still here. Why am I here, dear life? What is my meaning? My reason? Naked witches really love ones. Sometimes our loved ones don't love us. I'm freaking more than I'm making. I'm screwing more than I'm making love. Sometimes I make my rubber wear rubber. Damn. Never heard that one before. That's an original line right there. I just tell my lady nothing's easy, even though I make it look easy. But understand, looks are deceiving. Looking like I'm looking for some grievance, because I've been through way too much. Don't want to think about it. Cranky about it. Got to drink about it. Got to synchronize it. Tranquilize it. Doctor ain't prescribing what he ain't realizing. Pain inside me got me thinking about me. Trying to hang my body, sanctifying. I'm a gangster dying, cause all gangsters die. I can't deny it. You can't tame my lion. I'm an angry lion hanging by a string. I can't describe it. Feel like an anchor tied to my finger. Got me singing to the bottom of my drink. I know a lot of brothers think I got a lot of brothers. There's strength in numbers, but there's honor over strength. I talked to God the other day. He said he got a brother. So I look death up in her eye and then I wink. It's way too real. The crap I'm talking, way, way too real. I hope it gave you chills. The dirt under your feet could be the grave you feel. You don't know how dead you feel till you're dead for real. Getting high after I paid the bill. Lower than a Navy SEAL. Show up with them Navy guns. I hope somebody praying for him. Price tag, no mistake. Somebody paying for him. Ice bath with my face numb. No expression. What's the life expectancy when you don't expect crap? Mama told me, screw the world and be so aggressive. Be so fluorescent. Watch those hoes because they so obsessive. I don't get too high to look over blessings. Never come in second. Make the most of your seconds. They so precious. Because if we could buy time, every store would sell it. That's true. If you want me to read your mind, need correct spelling. I keep it real. Brothers better keep it copacetic. Where the weed, I feel like I'm getting sober. Excuse me. Where the weed, I feel like I'm getting a sober headache. Looking in the mirror at the one that know me better, I was too busy to talk. I wrote an open letter. Dear life, what is my meaning? My reason? That's the question. I asked the reader, God bless the reader, dear life, what is my meaning, my reason? That's the question. And Jacida Carter is Lil Wayne's mom. And she says at the end of the song, you know, when he told me Toya was having a baby, I say, y'all young, you know, y'all young. But I said, be the best father you can be, you know, and truly he is that. So there you go. So Lil Wayne's The Carter Five is an album that definitely reads like the conclusion of Lil Wayne's autobiography. So it has themes. And so I like that part. I mean, I like that concept because it's definitely real. There was nothing about listening to this record that didn't feel authentic to me. It has themes on death, pain, fear, love. Fear, love lost, family, fame, isolation, religion, philosophy, and love. I appreciate his honesty and candor on this record in regards to who Lil Wayne is and where he is coming from. What I don't like is the all too easy and predictable misogyny that still permeates throughout the record. I'll never understand how hip hop artists, and of course not all of them, can praise their mothers and daughters and still call women, you know, the B word throughout most of their records on every other track. It dilutes your artistry and is regressive. The songs I like on the album I like a lot, but the songs that I don't like are because they're too excessive in ego, misogyny, and braggadocio. The album is too long as well. 23 songs is too much unless you intend for it to be a double album. And then that's a different story. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best and 1 being the worst, I give this album a 5.5. My favorite songs are Don't Cry featuring Extension, Can't Be Broken, Dark Side of the Moon featuring Nicki Minaj. That's a great song. She sings on that song and she sounds great. It's like a love song about being in outer space. It's pretty cool. So I like that song. It's a good song. What About Me? You already know I love that one. Open Letter, I love. Famous, and that features Lil Wayne's daughter singing. And I forgot to write her name down. His oldest, Reginae Carter. And she sounds great. She sings on that song on Famous. Problems is good. Mess is good. And Let It All Work Out featuring Sampha. A sample for him. That's really good. I like that as well. So there it is. If you're a fan of Lil Wayne, he doesn't disappoint. My thing is though, it's just like how with every genre, when you start with an artist and you see how and you're there with them and you watch them grow. Like for example, I can remember when Prince was only on urban radio, and I can remember watching his transformation and watching his transcendence, where he surpassed that and the whole world fell in love with him. I watched his beginning and I watched his growth, his future and his end. I was a witness to it, you know. It's a soundtrack to my life. He's one of those artists. So now we have rappers doing that. And when you know when you know some of your favorite MCs are getting older, you don't want them to rap like they're still in their 20s. If you're in your late 30s or your 40s and you're rapping and you still have that mainstream era, or you still have that talent to execute your artistry musically, I want to know what you're like now. And he gave us half of that, or maybe he gave us more than half of that. But some of the stuff is just a cliche now, and it's redundant, and lyrically it just needs to grow. And that's probably like one of my biggest frustrations with hip hop, commercially speaking today, is that lyrically it's not as mature as it should be. Which is one of the reasons why you never hear people like KRS-One and Chuck D on the radio mainstream wise, because lyrically they evolved past so many MCs. They're consistent, and you see their lyrical growth. They didn't have much to grow on, but you see that arch, you see it, and it just goes, they elevate it. They set a standard that has not been reached by most mainstream rappers. So, MCs, male and female, it's 2018, let go of the B word, let that go, let go of that misogyny. You have female MCs using that word too, and they can be just as misogynistic as the male MCs. And once again, not all MCs are that way, so don't get it twisted. But that's what lyrically holds back hip hop, in my opinion, in that regard. Get past that. There's so many things that that you can talk about. If you're someone in your 20s or your teens and you're rhyming, I want to know about your life. Sure. And where your head is. If you're in your 40s or 50s and you're rhyming, as long as it's good, I want to know where your head is. But lyrically, you should have grown. You shouldn't be talking about the same exact thing. And, there's too many MCs right now who are guilty of that. It's not just one. Eminem is a great MC. He's guilty of that as well. But he's a great MC, but you got to get past that, So, after this break, we'll talk about the next review, which is Paul McCartney. All right, with Each Station.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. Just finished our review on Lil Wayne's The Carter 5. And now let's talk about Sir Paul McCartney. Yes, folks, Paul McCartney, the original co-founder of the Beatles with John Lennon. When the Beatles, and that was from 62 to 70? I think so, something like that. 62 or 66 to 70. I think it was 62. Let's take a look real quick. Let me see. Oh, excuse me, 63 to 70. But I still might say 62 because they were playing in Hamburg and stuff. And when the Beatles broke up, of course, he formed Wings. Really good group. Silly love songs. Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. Live and Let Die. Jet. Good stuff. Paul McCartney has always been like a pop genius. He might have been the king of pop before Michael. And of course, they collaborated together too with The Girl Is Mine and Say, Say, Say. And now, with Mr. Sir Paul McCartney, he has a new album out called Egypt Station. This is his 17th solo album, solo studio record. It's released by Capitol Records in September of this year. It's produced by Greg Kurstin, with the exception of one track produced by Ryan Tedder. It's McCartney's first studio release since 2013's New. The album's first double A side single, consisting of the two songs I Don't Know and Come On To Me. They were released of June of this year. The name Egypt Station is shared by one of McCartney's paintings from 1988, from which the cover art is derived. It becomes his first #1 album in the United States since 1982's Tug of War. Wow. And his first to debut atop the Billboard 200. Right on. And yeah, so this does look like a painting. Okay, Egypt Station. And you see under the word Egypt Station, there's like two pyramids, one smaller than to the left pyramid is smaller than the right pyramid. And there's two palm trees, one tall. The left one is taller than the one to the right of the palm tree. And there's like a ram, like on this, it's like, it might be on the station, and there's like a yellow background. It's a cool little painting. It's hard to describe, but it's definitely eye-catching. So the first track is called Opening Station, and it's instrumental. You can hear the sound of a train station and the choir in the background harmonizing, and then that sound fades out. And then it goes into the next track, which is I Don't Know. So now, I Don't Know starts off with an acoustic piano that sounds soft and sweet, An acoustic guitar plays rhythm in the background. The piano rhythm changes as Paul McCartney starts to sing. The drums kick in the same time he starts his opening verse. A faint bass line kicks in behind his vocals. The drums are a basic kick drum and snare drum pattern. The drums and piano anchor the song. The acoustic guitar fades back in towards the end of the song. The percussion variates at the end of the song. You can hear like a timpani sound towards the end of the drum rhythms. This sound gives the song like a climax and finality to it at the end. You know, it gives more of a dynamic to the song. The song's about Sir Paul McCartney's him questioning his life. It's one of those rare moments where things have not been going right, and he knows it has something to do with him, but he can't figure out what's wrong on his end. He has love in his life, and he knows that she's not the problem. And whatever the pain is, he will bear it and protect her from it. He also acknowledges that he is far from done learning about life's lessons. His self-reflection drives him to ask, what's wrong with me? His only answer is, I don't know. So here's some lyrics from that song. I got crows at my window, dogs at my door. I don't think I can take anymore. What am I doing wrong? I don't know. My brother told me life's not a pain. That was right when it started to rain. Where am I going wrong? I don't know. But it's all right. Sleep tight. I will take the strain. You're fine, love of mine. You will feel no pain. Well, I see trouble at every turn. I've got so many lessons to learn. What am I doing wrong? I don't know. Now what's the matter with me? Am I right? Am I wrong? Now I started to see. I must try to be strong. I try to love you best as I can. But you know what? But you know that I'm only a man. Why am I going wrong? I don't know. And the chorus is, but it's all right. Sleep tight. I will take the strain. Yeah, you're fine, little love of mine. You will feel no pain. I got crows at my window and dogs at my door, but I don't think I can take anymore. What am I doing wrong? I don't know. Now what's the matter with me? I don't know. I don't know. What's the matter with me? I don't know. I don't know. What's the matter with me? I don't know. I don't know. I like that song because you hardly ever hear Paul McCartney sing about sadness. You know, so it was a change of pace. It's cool. It's a good song. I like it. Happy With You. One of my favorite songs too. Starts off with acoustic guitar and like a metronome foot tapping. The bass drum and flute kicking while Paul is singing. The acoustic guitar is the anchor for the song. At the midway point, a snare drum roll is added into the foot tapping metronome percussion. The bass is in the background playing single note rhythms. Paul McCartney adds his own vocal percussion to the mix and whisper-like chirping sound. So let me say it again in case I said that too fast. Paul McCartney adds his own vocal percussion to the mix and a whisper-like chirping sound. So the song's about him reminiscing about his past with all the crazy things that he used to do in his youth, like getting stoned all of the time. It's also about him being happy with his current relationship and not having the need to do the crazy things he used to do in his past because he's older and more mature now. And yes, this is one of my favorite songs on the album. I like it. It's kind of funny. Here's the lyrics. I sat around all day. I used to get stoned. I like to get wasted. But these days I don't because I'm happy with you. I got lots of good things to do. Oh, yeah. I walked around angry. I used to feel bad. But nowadays, my days, they don't have to be sad because I'm happy with you. I got lots of good things to do. Oh, yeah. And here's the bridge. Like, hear the high, clear robin sing. Walk a bluebell carpet. Watch the children playing games. Catch a moon and drop it. Hear the gentle mantle roll on a frosty morning. See the mighty ocean break like a sailor's warning. I used to drink too much. Forgot to come home. This is the third verse. I lied to my doctor, but these days I don't because I'm happy with you. I got lots of good things to do. Oh, yeah. Second bridge. Throw a pocket full of coins in the Trevi fountain. See an ice cold running stream rushing down the mountain. Hear a newborn baby lamb calling for its mother, watching reunited friends loving one another. I sat around all day. I like to get stoned. I used to get wasted, but these days I don't, 'cause I'm happy with you. I got lots of good things to do. Ooh, yeah. Happy with you. I'm happy with you. Happy with you. Right on. I did not know what to expect from this album, but I was pleasantly surprised. The next track is called Who Cares? Starts off with a distorted guitar intro and drumsticks hitting together on the rim. Electric guitar, bass, and drums kick in. The guitar rhythm has a little bit of a country twang to it. The drums keep a steady and basic beat, kick, drum, and snare back and forth. The bass line is more prevalent on this song than any others on the album. It actually matches most of the rhythm guitar phrasing. The drums and rhythm guitar navigate the song. The bass has a firm, cooling, and rolling sound throughout the song. This song's about anyone who's ever felt picked on for whatever reason. It's about brushing off the negativity of other people. In other words, ignoring the haters. Sir Paul is saying that if you find yourself dealing with bullying, internet trolls, whether it's on the internet or in person, and you wonder if anybody cares what you're going through, he's letting you know that he does. This song is very positive and encouraging in that way. This song is very poignant today, especially for millennials. It's one of my favorite songs on the album, if I haven't already said that. Here's the lyrics. Once again, this is Who Cares? A one, a two, oh yeah. Did you ever get hurt by the words people say and the things that they do when they're picking on you? Did you ever get sad by the games that people play? Excuse me. Okay, he didn't say that part. Did you ever get sad by the games that they play when they're making you feel like a rusty old wheel? In the chorus, it's been left in the rain. Who cares what the idiots say? Who cares what the idiots do? Who cares about the pain in your heart? Who cares about you? I do. And the bridge is, 'cause you're worth much more. Of that you can be sure. No need to hide the love you've got inside. Did you ever get lost in the heart of a crowd and the people around keep on pushing you down? Is it driving you mad and you're screaming out loud and you're wondering who's going to recognize you? And the chorus is, you're a ghost in the dark. Who cares what the idiots say? Who cares what the idiots do? Who cares about the pain in your heart? Who cares about you? Who cares what the idiots say? Who cares what the idiots do? Who knows about the pain in your heart? Who cares about you? I do. You've been left in the rain. So that's the only thing. I love this song. I love the lyrics. But that last verse, or that last line, you've been left in the rain. I mean, like, the song is very uplifting and positive. It's very supportive and nurturing and encouraging. But that last verse, I'm just like, I just feel like it doesn't end the song on a positive note. It kind of ends it back on a sad note. I mean, because who wants to be left in the rain, right? I know I don't. I mean, who wants to be left at all? But, especially in the rain, unless you like the rain. Some people are all into the rain. That's their thing. It's not my thing. But Paul McCartney's Egypt Station. So once again, we were talking about earlier in the podcast today about how, you see musicians grow and you want to be with them and see their growth artistically. Paul McCartney is showing you that. Paul McCartney's in the 70s. And he wrote an album about how his life is. And he wrote an album about what he's going through, what his life's all about these days. And it's great. It's a good record. This is a record with themes on love, depression, reckless youth, humor, peace, global warming, lost love, and lust and reassurance. This iconic rock star has made a great album. The subject matter is all over the place, just like life, and that's just the way I like it, actually. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, I give this record an 8.5. Favorite songs are I Don't Know, Come On To Me, Happy With You, Who Cares, For You, that's F-U-H actually, Confidant, People Want Peace, Hand in Hand, Back in Brazil, and Despite Repeated Warnings. So yeah, Paul McCartney's Each Station, pick it up, 8.5 out of 10. And like you'll see a 10 when every song is, I feel like it's like, oh, I love every song on this record. I like the album. I mean, I love the album, but I don't love every song. I come close to it, but I just don't. So that's when you know, when I do a 10 review, that means every track to me is slamming. And that's hard and it's rare and it doesn't happen often. So, but I recommend this record. It's a good album. It's a great album. He's one of the best to ever do it. Paul McCartney, Egypt Station. So, and after this break, we'll get into Which Prophet, her album, The Golden Octave.
Watching TV has changed over time. Streaming has become the new norm. That's why Golden State Media Concepts television podcast dives headfirst to the world of cord cutting. Want to be on the loop of what's hot in Netflix? Or if it's not a preference, what about original shows in Hulu? We've got you covered. Join us as we fill in the blank and talk about movies to stream and what show you should be binging. This is the Golden State Media Concepts television podcast.
And once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. Next on deck, Which Prophet, The Golden Octave. So, and what's cool, this is the cover art for Which Prophets, The Golden Octave, is a picture of, it's a painting of her. And it's like a portrait. It's a nice painting of her. You can see her, she has this beautiful like flowing afro, and the Golden Octave is written on top of her head in a half of a circle. And then like from like her neck down to like her shoulders, you see all these different types of flowers and on her chest and her neck, covering her up. It's nice. It's like a very nice, lovely painting. And this is the debut album released from Toronto-based singer-songwriter Which Prophet. The Golden Octave is a multi-layered offering mirroring Which Prophet's intersectionality and lived experiences as an East African queer mother living in the diaspora. A soundscape of vocal layers, loops and harmonies on a bed of hip-hop, jazz, and soul-inspired beats. That's like her definition of who she is. So I figured I'd give that to you, and then we'll get into what I think of everything. So the first track on this album is called Loops. It starts off with Which Prophet harmonizing the word who, who. The vocals become layered. A flute is playing in the background. Her vocals are doubled during her chorus, which is, I'm a time traveler. Even though she has named this song Loops, and maybe it's looped, which is fine. It's apparently the intro to her next song, which is called Time Traveler. So let's get into that. But actually, before I get into that song, let me give you the lyrics to Loops. It's, the who, that repeats for like 6 times. And then she says, what if I told you just who I was? Who, would you be more careful? Who, knowing what I'm capable of? Who, what if I, who, and then she says, I told you just who I was. And the more of the who, would you be more fearful? The more of the who, knowing what I'm capable of. Who, I'm a time traveler. And the more of the who, I'm a time traveler. I'm a time traveler. Who, I'm a time traveler. So, that song's basically saying, hey, what if I showed you who I really am and what I can really do? Would you be afraid of me if you knew who I am and what I'm capable of? Good question, So Time Traveler, which is the second track that Loops leads into, features Lido Pimienta, Pimienta, if I say it right. Starts off with programming that has the drumsticks hitting on the rims of the snares with keys in the background and the saxophone playing like a 3-note rhythm that sets the pace for the song. During her verses, the percussion adds another layer and you can hear a brush stroke on cymbals type of sound. The synth bass has a low-end 3-note rhythm that navigates the song with the percussion, along with the percussion. This song is about Witch Prophet actually being a time traveler, a time-traveling witch who puts a spell on you so that you will fall in love with her. It's also about her contemplating whether or not she should tell you who she really is and wonder if you would still be interested if you truly knew how powerful she really is. Would you run to her or away from her? So now here's the lyrics of this. What if I told you just who I was? Would you be more careful knowing what I'm capable of? Know what I'm capable of. What if I told you just who I was? Would you be more fearful knowing what I'm capable of? Know what I'm capable of. I'm a time traveler from another dimension. Yes, I'm a time traveler from another dimension. Did I mention I put a spell on you? I put a spell on you. Spell on you. I put a spell on you. Spell on you. I put a spell on you. Spell on you. Now you're mine. Mine. You're mine. Mine. Now you're mine. Mine. You're mine. Now you're mine. 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 Now you're mine. You're mine. Yeah. Always on your mind. I put a spell on you. Spell on you. Always on your mind. I put a spell on you. Spell on you. Always on your mind. I put a spell on you. Spell on you. You are mine. You are mine. What if I told you just who I was? Would you be more careful? Would you be more fearful? Should you be more careful? Should you be more fearful? I think not. I think so. Maybe so. I think not. I think not. I think so. Maybe so. I think not. Maybe so. I think so. Maybe so. Traveler. I'm a time traveler from another dimension. Yeah. And when you hear the song, it just, I enjoy the lyrics. The music is really good. I don't do it justice, but it's a good track. I like the track a lot. The next track I want to talk about on this album is called Reprogram. Starts off with a pulsing bass drum percussion, atmospherics, and let me rephrase that. It starts off with a pulsing bass drum, with percussion atmospherics in the background. A 3-note synth arrangement in a lower octave. The drum programming has a tribal feel and an old school house music feel to it. The production is soulfully harmonious. The synthesizer / keys and drum programming navigate the song. This song is about realizing that you are in the matrix and that it's time to wake up from the disturbing dream that is keeping us asleep. Break free from the illusion and reprogram ourselves so we can take control of our lives. This is a great song to dance to and with meaningful lyrics. And here's the lyrics. Once again, the song is called Reprogram. Take control, take control, take control, take control, take control. Living an illusion. We think we're awake, but it's just a dream. Living an illusion. We think we're awake, think we're awake, think we're awake, think we're awake. They program, they program, reprogram. They program your life. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram. They program your life. Living an illusion. We think we're awake, but it's just a dream. living an illusion. We need to wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake, wake, wake. We need to wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake, wake, wake. Yeah, you get the message. She wants us to wake up. Definitely. I think it's cool that she wrote a song that basically is based off of that great iconic movie, The Matrix. You know, because even before that film came out, you know, there was always talk about, what if this is all a dream? What if this isn't real? Or what if we're just dreaming? So for someone to put that into a film and have you see it, that dystopian future, is just very intriguing. So then she goes on to say, wake, 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 wake. That repeats for a while. Take control, take control. Wake, 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 wake. Take control, take control. Take control, living an illusion. We think we're awake, but it's just a dream. Living an illusion. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram your life. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram your life. I mean, this is symbolic of the struggle that you have every day in life to be your own individual and not to get lost and lose your identity as a person and as a human being. That's me talking, not the lyrics. So in that regard, now back to the lyrics. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram your life. You know, and that goes on for a while. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram. They program, reprogram your life. There's a remix of this song too on the album towards the end, which I like a lot too. Take control, take control, take control. So, I mean, Which Profits the Golden Octave is an album about. Give me 1 second here. It's an album about time travel, witchcraft, self-realization, and actualization. I mean, encouragement, female empowerment. It's about a love lost. Oh, and, by the way, there's a video off this record for her song called Indigo. And that video is about her discovering love again and being in love and looking into her lover's eyes. So yeah, the themes we're talking about. So I said, what self-realization and actualization and self-actualization, encouragement, female empowerment, love lost and love found, and rebellion. So, and the production on this album is soulfully organic, with a house music and Afrocentric / psychedelic feel to it. I like it a lot. I mean, yeah, there's some hip hop elements to it as well. So for an album that was like basically, more than likely made through like synthesizers and programming and drum programming, it still has a very organic feel to it. And I like that about this record. It's very genuine. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, you know, I give this album an 8.5. And my favorite tracks on this record are Time Traveler, featuring Lido Pimienta, Weight of the World, Indigo, Manifest, Reprogram, Mirror, featuring Rosina Kazi, Stars. Stars has a real psychedelic soul rock feel to it. It's really trippy. It's cool. It's about being out in the stars, of course. Listen, featuring Lucas Silveira. Great song about conquering your fears. Very uplifting. Lots of encouragement in that song. Mirror is about female empowerment and building a bigger world around you. Listen is about all of us conquering our fears and being better from it. And then Reprogram the Remix about, take control, get out of that matrix. So I discovered this record actually on Bandcamp. So, and to my knowledge, it's only available digitally. I don't see it on vinyl or on CD. But yeah, Which Prophet. It's a good record. It's a nice, interesting, intriguing soul record. So once again, I give it an 8.5. Well, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe, you've been listening to GSMC podcast.com, aka Golden State Media Concepts. This is your Captain Keith. Hope you had a great time. I know I did. I appreciate you all. Thank you for listening. You guys are awesome. And, next week, I plan on reviewing the new Alice in Chains record. Yes, folks, I got a new album out. I know. You're like, what? For real? The new Alice in Chains record. Let's see, what's that called? Let me tell you what it's called in 1 second. Rainier Fog. Rainier Fog. That's it's RAINIER. So that's the new album. I'm gonna review that record, and we're also gonna do the newest Mac Miller record, may he rest in peace. And that album's called Swimming. And some other indie soul for you that I want to review. And the artist, her name is, I'll pull it up for you 1 second. Loving that technology, y'all. Loving it. IMDDB. That's her name. And her new album is called Volume 4 Flight Mode. That's a trippy soul record, indie soul. So, yes. Mac Miller with Swimming. Alice in Chains with Rainier Fog. And IMDDB with Volume 4 Flight Mode. So, I'll see you. So, that's next week. So, once again, thanks for listening. Good people of the planet Earth and the known universe. And until next time, see you somewhere out in space.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.